Bob Parsons here in the shop making things happen. You're looking at a white piece of paper over my steel easel. And let's just say this white piece of paper represents the white fuel tank you're working on. A diameter of about 150 feet. And you're in the midst of a panel. They're made out of rectangular panels of steel 10 feet high by 20 feet wide, maybe 30. Anyway, and you're right in the middle of that. Everything is painted white. The lift you're on even is painted white thanks to the painters. Everything's white. Matter of fact, I came up to the lift yesterday, came up to the tank, and I couldn't even tell how close I was to the tank. I had to put my hand out to feel it in order to even see. I was in a total whiteout situation with the weather conditions. And so you want to get a level line on this complete whiteout situation. And keep in mind, your bucket that you're in could be tilted to the right, to the left. There's no guarantee it's on level. So really, you have no idea where straight is, what level or where a plumb is. And so I say this to shout out to my friend Perry, who's got the best eyes I've ever seen. I think even he would have trouble in a situation like this discerning where level is because there's no standard to go by. So here we go. And also, before I get into the level itself, finding a level on a circumference is difficult because you take a normal level up to a round object and it only gets on the circumference by a tangential point, and it moves around, and its levels are either slippery or they're not touching in 2 points, so you can't get a good attachment to the background. So I use these thin, old school yardsticks that are about 1/8 of an inch, maybe 3/16 of an inch thick. And I put strong magnets on the ends of them that are strong enough to pull through the yardstick, stick onto the metal that you're working on, and stay relatively, strongly attached. So here's how you attach. Let me just show you the construction. These guys are pretty much a no-brainer. I put the yardstick down flat on a surface, put the magnets on, and just super glue the crap out of them. All right? These magnets don't have to be level on this yardstick. I just eyeballed them where I wanted and put them on there. But this guy, the level that you buy, these magnets are about $2 a pair. Pretty cheap. Got them at Home Depot, and they're pretty strong. And they don't get in the way of the line if you want to make a line either side. My old version of this had these round magnets like this. Those babies are really strong, and but they get in the way. They interfere with your line. So this is version 2 here. And before this is attached by super glue, this is a non-magnetic level. You take your yardstick that's got these on it. It's held up by magnetic attraction already. And you just take other magnets and you hold your level up to that yardstick. Make sure it's nice and seamless along that crack, no dirt, no crumbs or anything like that. And then I just super glue a bead of it right along there. I do that several times, and I use, hold on a second, after spraying putting super glue on it, I use the stuff that you get where you buy super glue in the hobby store, and I hope you can see this. It's a agent that makes super glue set really fast. It makes the bond a little bit more brittle, but it sets super fast. Don't get super glue on your fingers and get that activator going, or you're going to feel like you have a hole going through your fingers, and you just might. It's really hot, so be careful. So then I turn it over, and I bead the back of it too. Then, because I'm working quite high, even this thing, I don't want to lose any tools, but super glue tends to be brittle, and it's only held on by 1/8 of an inch along here. So I'm going to put Gorilla Tape along this line just as a backup adhesive. So there you have the tool. And I just want to show you something without any reference of where you are. You can put this tool on the tank, and it holds nicely that with fingertip slide action, you can tap right into finding level. Now I'm finding level through my viewfinder here, so yeah, I dial it in till right there. I'm calling that level. Now, even if you could go some other way to find a level line or a plumb line, and you thought you were pretty good at it, a guy could come up and say, hey, I don't think that's quite level. Maybe he doesn't understand something about the letter styles. You might have a letter style with a bunch of curved letters on one side, like I had last year. They look a little larger, and people say, hey, I think it's offset, some way. Well, you can put your level up against the straight lines that go with that letter style, and you can say, no, that baby's level, and that baby's plumb. And you can prove your point calmly and objectively without arguing. And what's the other guy going to say? Well, you're right. So there we are. This is level 2 in action. We got 2 more tanks to do. I'm really looking forward to playing with this guy. Thanks a lot. We'll see you later.